Homestead. I hope you're all well. Figured I would go live for a little bit. I've got some time before I go to work, so hopefully we'll get some awesome people to show up and hang out. All right, let's go, let's grow. Don't mind me as I do something here. Open discussion. All right, beautiful day here. I'm sweating a little bit. Probably in the 80s or 90s. Got my big coffee. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rant. I think I might be in a mood to rant today, so we'll see what topic or topics come up. Seeing one like. First goal for number of likes is 5. So if you're scrolling by, stop by, give us a like, and hopefully you don't continue scrolling. Hopefully you stay right here with me. But if you want to continue scrolling, at least drop a like. Give us a like, please. Shawnee Groves wrote, dude, what's up? What's up, Shawnee? Welcome in. Happy you made it. Happy you made it. What are you up to today, Shawnee? 438 things? All right. First goal for number of likes is 5. If you're playing this right now, please hit the like. It's kind, it's free, it's really easy. Maybe you'll feel good about yourself for doing something kind by hitting that like. All right. It's a nice day for gardening. I think yesterday might have been better weather for gardening. I think it might have been a little cooler yesterday, but still a very nice day for gardening. Maybe I'll get some gardening done before I head to work. I caught a ride to the garden. Okay, cool. Actually got to work hard at the garden. Nice. I did 2 hours. Awesome. Van parts coming in today. Awesome. So is your husband going to be fixing the van? I think you mentioned something about your husband doing that. Harvest, weed, water. Win, win, win. Great job, Shawnee, making it happen. Great job. My wife, Nicole, has been doing lots of gardening stuff. She's been just crushing it, being super productive. Husband is putting the master cylinder in for brakes. That's amazing that your husband has that knowledge and that skill. I do not have mechanical, as far as vehicles. I have very, very limited, I'll say, mechanical knowledge and skills when it comes to vehicles. Vay's Place. Hey, Colin, what's up? That's Verna, folks. If I say Verna, I'm referring to the person who has the channel, Vay's Place. I'm seeing 11 accounts playing this right now. Let's go. 14. Let's go. Hit that like. I got my coffee. I'm ready to rant. Hang out with me. You might learn something. You might laugh. Maybe both. Let's do this. And we got 2 awesome people in the house. We got Verna from Vay's Place. Shawnee from Shawnee Grows in the house. All right. There you go. All right. Children are busy moving us, and I am home. Oh, Verna, I caught some of your live stream. Well, not live. I caught the replay of some of your live stream earlier. Your oldest daughter seems really cool. I commented about your oldest daughter. I actually gave you 2 comments in that video, trying to show support, being selfless, doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? All right. LAKSH67 and other stuff. AE. Welcome in. Lack. Shh. Sabtrader 5 wrote hi. Welcome in, folks. Sabtrader 5 wrote hi again. Happy you're here, Sabtrader 5. Shawnee Growers wrote, meal prep starts now. Bake a ham, fried chicken for salads, chicken parm, pickled chicken. Pickled chicken, what's that? Ham for potatoes and pasta salad and sandwiches. Awesome job, Shawnee. Shawnee Grows wrote, the attic is being insulated today at the new house project. Awesome. When are you moving into the new house if you're not there already? Vay's Place. I saw them, Colin, and I appreciate you too. You got it, Verna. Absolutely. I love supporting you. Welcoming those who are new. What's on everybody's agenda today? There's Shawnee being active in the chat like she frequently is, being awesome, encouraging conversation. Thank you, Shawnee, for those great comments. Soak chicken pieces in milk and pickle juice. Huh? Do you mix the milk and pickle juice? Then bread with powdered sugar and flour to fry. I may have never heard of that before. That's interesting. Move in by Christmas before the snow flies. All right, all right. Then you'll get to enjoy winter in your new home. Do you have a wood stove? Do you have a wood stove, Shawnee? If not, if it's possible, I recommend getting one. I highly, highly, highly recommend wood stoves. I'm going back in the chat. Kohlrabi, chard, kale, parsley, mint, green beans, today's haul. Boom, multiple wins there. Great job, Shawnee. I'm seeing 20 accounts playing this right now. Let's go, let's grow. If you're a content creator, stop scrolling. Hang out here in the chat. This is a great live stream to be a part of. We have so many awesome content creators, as in my wife and I have so many awesome content creators that we are connected to on this platform. And they are the type of people that you content creators should want to connect to, want to network with, because they are supportive. They are selfless. They will actually help you grow your channels. They give watches, sometimes full watches. They hit the like. They drop comments. I'm talking about really supportive people. So if you're a content creator, I hope you take this unsolicited advice from me, and I might be a stranger to you. Maybe this is your first time in any of mine and my wife's live streams, maybe first time to mine and my wife's channel. I'm giving you solid advice, okay? Stay here if you're a content creator, all right? Let me go back to the chat. Shawnee Grows earlier put visiting the produce stand for them watermelons today. Awesome. We just got a delicious watermelon at a farmer's market on Tuesday, I think it was. Woo! Farmers markets are amazing. I might talk about farmers markets in a little bit. Verna. When I say Verna, I'm talking about the awesome person who has the channel Vay's Place. That's in case any of you folks don't know who I'm talking about. You might be new here. When I say Verna, I'm talking about the person who has the channel Vay's Place. Verna wrote, children are going to finish our move today. I am home trying to get things done as I listen here. Verna and Shawnee are both in the process of moving. And to those of you who have ever moved in your lives, moving is a big deal. Moving is no joke. Moving is, I'll say this, I never want to move again. Well, actually, I would love to move to our future off-grid property. That's a dream. But I'm not looking forward to the moving process itself. All right. Shawnee Grows wrote, scroll into this chat and say, hey, yeah, whoever's playing this right now, I'm seeing 10 accounts playing this. And 5 likes. 5 power claps. 4 or 5 likes. Thank you to everybody who hit the like. You're awesome for doing that. All right. Refill the pool for next week's heat. Thinking ahead. I like it, Shawnee. I like it. Janet Potter, what's up, Janet? You made it. Janet's one of my favorite people on YouTube. She has been so supportive. She has been watching mine and my wife's videos. She's been commenting. She's been playing our live stream. She has been killing it as far as supporting us. So I speak on my wife's behalf when I say that my wife and I are so thankful for all of your support, Janet. You have been awesome. Thank you so much for all of your support. Janet wrote, good afternoon, everyone. Have been unproductive today, so far. It's all good, Janet. It's all good. You know, sometimes you got to go with the flow, and rest is important. Relaxing is important. The problem is with many people is they relax too much. Just keeping it real, folks, Got to grind in life if you want to get ahead. You got to grind. You got to make things happen. You got to take care of your family. Got to take care of yourselves, But at the same time, there is balance to be found, to be had. in order to be healthy and well. The problem is a lot of people, they lean in the direction of too much, if I could speak, too much, must, what did I say? Too much rest and relaxation. Let me get back in the chat. I'm seeing creative redundancy in the house. Welcome in, CR. When I say CR, I'm talking about the awesome gentleman who has the channel Creative Redundancy. To those, if there are any content creators who are new to mine and my wife's channel, if you're new here, you have Shawnee Grows, Vay's Place, Creative Redundancy in the house. 3 people I think you should introduce yourselves to. Unsolicited advice, all right, to any content creators who might be new here. Say hi in the chat. They're good people to know. They're good people to be connected to. You folks are staying active in the chat today. Let's go. Let's grow. I love it. I love it. Giving me plenty of stuff to read. I'm going to try to scan through, and I might not read every comment. Vay's Place. Stay here even if you are not a creator. We may teach you something. Excellent point, Verna. Yes, yes, yes. So when I say content creators, I was just talking to content creators at those times. But absolutely, if you're not a content creator, chill with us. Hang with us. Pull up a chair. You know what I'm saying? Maybe grab a coffee or something. Let's hang out. And speaking of awesome content creators, we've got Carolina Kind Family Homestead in the house. What's up, brother? How are you? All right. Verna wrote, hey, Willie. I see people greeting each other. Shawnee Grows. You have a story about Mullen. Well, maybe not necessarily a story, but I'll share some of my experiences with Mullen momentarily. Great memory, Shawnee. All right, all right, all right. Oh yeah, I moved 4 times in last 3 years. No more moving for me. That is a lot of moving in that period of time. Wow. All right, I see people saying hello to one another. Great YouTube etiquette. I love to see that. Shawnee Grows wrote, listening while putting away harvest. Dan, what's up, brother? My brother Dan. Hey, good people, what's up? Everyone say, hey, Dan, what's up? Dan is from New York, representing. We got New York in the house. We got Minnesota in the house. We got Canada in the house. And Willie from Carolina Kind Family Homestead. Where are you from? North Carolina, South Carolina, neither Carolina? Where are you from? Where are you from? I don't remember if I ever knew. CRO, there's Dan. Yep, Dan is here. Dan is in the house. People are getting to know Dan. Dan is awesome. Dan is one of my best friends. I've got 2 best friends. There's Dan and my brother, Herbie. They're both brothers to me, as far as I'm concerned. Dan's awesome. Good guy, family man, works hard, provides for his family. He's a free thinker. Very smart guy, got a lot of knowledge. Yeah, Dan's cool. Dan's cool. My wife and I love Dan. All right. Dan wrote, thanks, brother. Yes, sir. You're welcome, brother. Huh? All right. Carolina Kind Family Homestead wrote, doing good, hope you are. I'm not sure if that was to me or to whoever else in the chat, but I'll share how I am, even if that was not to me. I am great. I am more blessed than I deserve. Life is great. Life is great. And, you know, life has challenges, right? Life has challenges, and they're going to be there. But I'm putting one foot in front of the other and trusting in God, or at least trying to trust in God, and just trying to be productive. And yeah, life is great. Thanks be to God. My wife and our 2 sons are well. Thanks be to God. I am well. And the future is bright. The future is bright. So I just shared that. All right. Carolina Kind Family Homestead wrote, North Kakalaka. I am not familiar with where Kakalaka is. North of Carolina, LOL. Way north. Oh, CR wrote way north. Yeah, CR is in Canada. Verna wrote AFK. That means away from keyboard. See, I remember. I remember. A bit listening. Thank you for that comment, Verna. Dan, I went to a hill in NC for a bit. Wilmington. Dan corrected to school. A school in NC for a little bit. All right. Wilmington is hour away from me, Dan. Oh, look at that. See that? Dan is familiar with that area. That slang of Carolina. Kakalaka? Wilmington, North Carolina? I'm trying to remember. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for staying active in the chat. And I'm seeing 12 accounts playing this right now. Thank you to everybody for being here. Folks, I'm seeing 20 accounts playing this right now. That is awesome. Stay. Hang out. I got coffee. I'm ready to rant. I'm about to get into some stuff. I'm a passionate individual. So, if you want to be entertained, I suggest you stay. If you want to learn something, I suggest you stay. Or maybe you just feel like being kind and supporting my family and I on our YouTube journey. If so, I suggest you stay. Please hit that like. I did not even come up with a second goal for number of likes. You folks crushed the 5. I gave 5 power claps before. If you folks make 15 likes happen, I will give 15 power claps. All right, let's do it. Thank you to everybody who hit the like. All right, let me read this chat. Nice. Dan wrote nice. I love North Carolina. Yep, even a barbecue sauce brand names that. Kakalaka? Wilmington, big beach area. Gangsta Cats 23. What do you invest in? That is a great question. Great question. And I will get to that answer very soon. And I have to, on my lineup of things to discuss my experience or experiences about mullein, okay, which is a plant, folks. Dan, Colin is a wealth of knowledge. Boom. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for that very kind thing that Dan wrote. Gary Torrey, hello, my name is Gary. Welcome in, Gary. Thank you so much for being here. Gangsta Cats 23, you came right in with the question. That's totally fine, totally cool. Maybe introduce yourself. Maybe drop your name. Maybe let us know where you're from. All right. So, Shawnee, if you don't mind, being that Gangsta Cats 23 might be new here, I'm going to answer their question first, and then I will go back to explain about mullein, if that's cool with you, Shawnee. I'm going to do that anyways, so hopefully that's cool with you, Shawnee. I definitely want to remember to tell you about mullein. And I think I should remember, so... Shawnee Grozer, welcome in. My mullein is so soft and velvety. All cool, Triple H. Cool. Thank you, Shawnee. Thank you. So as far as investing, I won't give all of the details about mine and my wife's finances. I'll say a little bit here. In no particular order of priority, in no particular order of recommendation, of advice, importance, whatever. And I am not a financial advisor. Only financial advisors can know anything. If you don't go to school for something, then you cannot know anything. Only people with certain academic credentials can know things. Nobody else can read. Nobody else can use the internet. Nobody else can do their own research. That's the way a lot of people think, is that there's no such thing as self-education. I'm an autodidact. I research a massive amount of stuff, about a massive amount of stuff or whatever. All that being said, there's my disclaimer. Dan wrote silver and gold. Excellent. Yes. VOO ETF. Yes, I'm a big fan of ETFs, and that one I'm familiar with, I believe. I don't recall if we have ever owned that one. I invest into my gardens. Yes. 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 Okay. Invest in gardening. Invest in things that will make you more self sufficient. My wife and I invest into our homesteading ventures, gardening, raising chickens, raising meat rabbits. We used to raise pigs, no longer. Sold our pigs. And some other stuff happened. Invest in homesteading, okay? There is like biblical wealth tied to investing. Like one sunflower seed can give you many sunflower seeds, okay? A rooster and a hen can give you many chickens. All right? You picking up what I'm putting down, folks? Definitely invest in anything that can make you self sufficient. I am a big fan of bullion, silver and gold. Absolutely. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I believe everyone should try to invest in typical investment accounts like 401ks, Roth IRAs, things like that. I believe in having a cash stash, both tangible, actual, hard, physical cash, and savings account, high yield savings account, HYSA, high yield savings account, maybe a money market, emergency fund. I do recommend, just as a random tip, I do recommend most of Dave Ramsey's financial education. I believe that he puts out a lot of really great, solid advice. I do not agree with everything that he says. In particular, I do not agree with his the sequence he recommends as far as paying off debt. I believe you should always pay off the highest interest, or almost always, or always pay off your highest interest debt first. Where Dave Ramsey recommends the debt snowball, which is good for psychological benefit or benefits for certain people. Perhaps I digress. But overall, Dave Ramsey has some really great advice, or a lot of it rather is really great advice. So yeah, bullion, gold and silver, traditional investment accounts, 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, cash stash, physical cash, and HYSA, high yield savings account, maybe a money market or just a checking account, whatever. Has some cash available. Absolutely, and arguably the most important thing is self-sufficiency. Buy seeds. That's an investment that can give you an amazing ROI, return on investment. Livestock can give you an amazing ROI. Things like that. You know, if you cover those basic bases, you're going to be doing better than a lot of people, right? So if you folks make 15 likes happen, I'm giving 15 power claps. So if you want to see me be silly, make the 15 likes happen. Let me get back into the chat, get caught up. If there's anything to finish about the investing question, hopefully that person who asked is still here. Then maybe I'll add on to what I've already said. I'll be getting into my experiences with Mullen shortly to address Shawnee's question. All right. S&P 500, also invest in yourself. Yes, boom, beautiful. My brother Dan dropping wisdom right there. Yes, invest in yourself. Health is wealth. So, perhaps it could be looked at as an investment to buy vitamins, supplements. More importantly than both of those aforementioned things are whole foods, healthy, clean foods. Okay. Yeah. Invest in tools and things that can create wealth. Same, I invest in infrastructure for farm animals. Very smart, Willie. Very smart, sir. You know what's up. So yeah, I'm going to try to stick on the denotation of the word invest. There's putting your money into things, then there is investing. Sure, a tractor could be, at times in certain contexts, an investment. A tool or tools can be an investment, right? It really depends on what you do with them. If you buy a tool because you think it's cool, then you're a fool. Just came up with it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you're a fool. You know, if you just buy it because you think it's cool and you don't use it, to be specific, then you're a fool. Don't buy things just to have stuff. A lot of people And I'd argue, guys listening, they have their own form of keeping up with the Joneses when it comes to tools. If you're not a carpenter, if you're not a plumber, if you're not in those trades and you're buying stuff just to fix something once, maybe you shouldn't buy it. Do the math, right? Don't buy things just because you want to have the coolest, newest tool or whatever. A lot of guys are like, it's like a money pit or whatever. They're just burning their money. Yeah, whatever. To each their own. As far as cryptocurrency, I have mixed feelings about cryptocurrency. I am relatively ignorant to that topic, but I think it's something to consider, and perhaps it might be worth at least dabbling in. Whole different discussion. I'm not going to get into any more of that now. But yeah, invest in things that are going to give you a return, things that are going to make life easier, things that will save time, things that will produce, for gardening, for example, higher yields. Those are investments. Fertilizer could be an investment. If you buy fertilizer and you're not using it, it's not an investment. That's an expense. Okay. Or actually just a waste of money, because technically, according to generally accepted accounting principles, I think it's, was it maybe GAAP or GAA, maybe I'm missing a C, but whatever. Generally accepted accounting principles, it is only an expense if you're writing it off. And I could get into accounting like straight line depreciation and depreciating assets and different options for that, but that's a whole different discussion in and of itself. But an expense is expended, becomes an expenditure when it's used up, when it's depreciating. So a tractor, you buy a $10,000 tractor, you might write that off as an expense all in one shot in 1 year, if you can. Maybe you have a business, okay? Or perhaps you want to take 5 years and write $2,000 off a year, okay? Hopefully, you'd be using said tractor to actually do some stuff. Not because you just want to be cool and you think it's fun and you buy it to move some logs on your property once and then it sits in your shop or your garage. If you buy tools to be cool, then you're a fool. All right, don't do that. All right. CR, I'm in a vest. CR likes to have plays on words, whatever. Yes, and one large sunflower head is enough nutrition for a trip of rabbits a day. What does trip of rabbits mean? Invest in your health. Yes, I got into that earlier. Perhaps that could be considered an investment. Health is definitely wealth. I worn out my Ramsey cassette tapes, lol. There's a lot of knowledge, a lot of great knowledge and wisdom that he shares. I don't agree with everything he says. I do not agree with Dave Ramsey's investing advice, and I do not agree with the details of the methodology as far as paying off debt. I do not agree with the snowball method. I could discuss that alone for however long, but I'm not going to get into that. I touched on that lightly before about the disagreeing with his debt snowball method. I might not have mentioned that's what it's called before, but I don't agree with the details about his details about paying off debt in the order that he recommends paying off debt. However, for certain people, his method, I think, works very well for the psychological benefit, to get motivation, to get momentum. I think that it does work well. For his method does work well for certain people. Remember the check. Remember the check each other out. To check each other out. Cache the knowledge. Carolina Khan Family Homestead. Yep, I have tools galore myself, but I do carve decoys and use to build racing go-karts, so I'm not tool poor, actually considering selling some. Okay, maybe sell some if you don't use them, maybe. Verna dropped a period, I believe, to stay active in the chat, maybe. Thank you for that period or whatever, Verna. Invest in land, definitely also. Absolutely. Now, I'm not sure if Dan specifically meant raw land, but raw land can be a great investment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Dan, if you're listening, think about the people on Long Island who 30 years ago bought land on, let's say, Middle Country Road, where there now are car dealerships and businesses or whatever, just raw land. Think of how much money those people made because they just captured some land. I mean, they might have been getting thousands of percent back on their investment. Yes, land is a must. Wish I could buy the farm behind me. Invest in water, or at least drop some for it. See, to be particular, I would consider water an investment if we're being really using that word as far as the denotation, the actual definition correctly. Having water to drink, do whatever, is an expense. It becomes an investment when you use it to get a return. Just saying, not to nitpick, but all right. If you use that water to water your garden and you're getting a return, you're harvesting, then it could be argued that that is an investment. Otherwise, you need water to survive. That's just a life expense. Trio, not sure what that was about. Dan, water scare coming to a neighborhood near you. Water source huge. I absolutely agree with both of your comments, Dan. Water is going to be, no, water is key. And in some places in America, water is already scarce. They got big problems in some places in America. Big problems. Water is going to be a huge issue in the next 1 to 3 years. Mark my words. I'm telling you. Not really a gambling man, but if I were to gamble, I'd be willing to take that bet. All right. Vase Place, too many things happening at the same time. Not sure what that was about. Not a period, it's a seed. Crazy returns, Colin. If only. Yeah, bro. Yeah, right, right. Woo. People picking up, people who picked up land in the 5 boroughs of New York City and slash or in Long Island 20 plus years ago. If they sold it, they've probably made a killing. I would argue maybe better than however much money people could have made in Florida in certain areas. I did a typo earlier. Rabbit trio, 3 of them, $1, 2 does. Oh, okay. Sunflower head is enough daily nutrition in winter. All right. Awesome to know. Thank you for dropping that knowledge, Carolina Khan Family Homestead. Vase Place. That is why I am not talking much, too much happening. Oh, all good. Oh, thank you for clarifying, Verna. You're awesome. I'm happy you are keeping this playing. What a good showing on today's live stream. We got a good crew here. I am so thankful. We got some awesome people in the house right now. I'm seeing it's been stuck, hovering around 10 likes, hovering at 10 likes. So if you want to see 15 power claps, hit that like, push it towards 15, and I'll give 15 power claps. Crew, CR crew. Yeah, lots going on, but that's a good thing. Yeah, good to be busy. Lots of personalities, different stuff flying around. Yes, yes, yes. Think of it this way. We have people from all over the United States in here right now. That's pretty cool. Verna, Ohio. Shawnee, Minnesota. CR's from Canada. Okay, so he's out of the country. We got Willie from Carolina Kine Family Homestead in, I believe, North Carolina, maybe. In case that might not have been clear to me earlier. Yeah, so we got some people from different places, different perspectives, right? Perspective is very important. Operating from different viewpoints, right? You're worldwide. That's right, brother. Well, not really worldwide in this live stream, but that's okay. We're international. We got CR here from Canada. As far as our YouTube channel goes, we're definitely very much worldwide. We have a lot of people all over the world who are viewers of our channel, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. All right. 10 accounts playing this steadily. That's awesome. Relative to mine and my wife's typical live streams. All right. All right. Mullen. Mullen. Um, we have it on our property, and I've harvested some. And it's amazing. In short, it's absolutely amazing. I'm a firm believer in mullen. So, in no particular order, um, mullen can be smoked, and I don't recommend inhaling things. All right, but mullen can be smoked, and it is said to actually soothe the lungs. Just saying. Even though you inhale it, I think in general it's better to not smoke things and take them in a tisane or tisane, however that's supposed to be said, like a what people call a tea form would be better. Okay, but it works. I think it was my wife's younger son had an ear infection. One doctor did what typical doctors do: antibiotics, which can destroy your microbiome and your digestive system and really mess people up. Antibiotics are no joke. Only take them if you really need to. And then a holistic doctor offered recommended some garlic and mullein eardrops, and they worked and they cleared the infection up. He might have had a double ear infection, actually. Cleared the infection up. There is an experience we've had where the mullein worked very well. Well, perhaps it was the garlic, perhaps it was both, but the mullein garlic eardrops, whatever, worked, and we avoided antibiotics, which could have destroyed our son's microbiome and had negative side effects. So get second opinions, third opinions, okay, when it comes to doctors. And if they're just quickly prescribing stuff, always try to go holistic and natural. Because there's a great example. We just did what the first doctor did, which many, maybe most doctors, just like input, output. It's how they're trained in the world of academia, okay? Input, output, symptoms, prescribe, symptoms, prescribe. Not like, hey, are you sleeping? Are you eating? Are you stressed? Why don't you take this plant that has all these scientifically proven beneficial compounds in it instead of taking this horrible, disgusting pharmaceutical that's going to have these negative side effects? Duh. Oh, I could rant about that one for sure. Yeah, mullein is really, really great stuff. The seeds, mullein seeds can last up to like 100 years plus or something crazy. Cowboys, cowboy toilet paper. It's something to consider. When those leaves are soft and velvety, and I would absolutely use them as a toilet paper substitute. Absolutely. Absolutely. And people have. I believe maybe Native Americans have as well. So it's medicinal, it's toilet paper. The flowers are medicinal, the leaves are medicinal. It's a really incredible plant, and it's a strong plant. It can grow and often does grow in soil that's been like damaged, on like fringes of property, soil that's been messed with. Yeah, really, 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 really good stuff. Let me get back to the chat. All right. Coffee, 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 coffee. Ham is in the oven, chicken is cut, and pickle juice milk bath. Next is prep chicken strips to fry. Great job, Shawnee. It will clear the lungs out. You will hack all the bad stuff out. I'm not going to say anything, but maybe if you smoke it, I mean, I may or may not know, but if you smoke it, it actually might have a surprisingly soothing effect on the lungs, even though you're breathing in smoke. Maybe. Just saying. Unknown 1MGN wrote, cheers, everyone. Cheers, CT. Welcome in, Unknown. Thank you so much for being here. Burn Mullen as an incense, but I truly love it as a tea with thyme. Oh, tea with thyme. Interesting. Dried mullein flower stalk dipped in beeswax for a light fire torch. Yes. I've heard about using mullein as a torch. Maybe I don't remember the beeswax thing in particular, but I think you could even dip it in pretty much any burnable like oil, wax, whatever, I think. And yes, it actually comes in just a nice, relatively straight torch-like thing. So that's another thing I was aware of. And thank you for dropping that knowledge, Shawnee. Mullein is a biennial. Yes, it's in the second year it sends up that central cylindrical or whatever kind of stalk or whatever, puts out those flowers. Boom, seed production. How you doing? A lot of people think it's invasive. I mean, it can take over maybe, but usually it doesn't seem. I've never seen it like take over a whole field or like take over even like an eighth of an acre, a quarter of an acre. If it is invasive, I assume it's a relatively slow process. I've seen a bunch of them in an area, but it doesn't seem like as invasive as some people might say. But if you're going to plant something, risk versus reward, use your brains, do the research, and folks, always respect other people's property. Don't plant things that are invasive or likely to be invasive right next to other people's properties. Come on. That's messed up. Don't do that. Unless you have a conversation. Unless you engage in an age-old tradition of actually speaking to other human beings and using your words, and you come to an agreement. For example, hey neighbor Johnny, how you doing? How's the family? And in true New York fashion, I'm going to answer for you. Good, everyone's good. Okay, good. Anyway, so I've been thinking of planting some mullein right over here. It's near your property. Are you cool with that, neighbor Johnny? Oh, you'd prefer I didn't do that? Absolutely. I respect that. I'll plant it somewhere else. Oh, see what I did there? You know? Respect, right? Maybe Johnny would be cool. Maybe Johnny would be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And if some gets on our property, I would love that. That would be awesome. Maybe Johnny and his wife would harvest some if it grew on his property. Back to the chat. I rather had a doctor that interrogate you like the police instead of a doctor that don't talk to you, in and out patient mill type. Yes, I absolutely agree. And you hit the head on something very important. Doctors should be talking. It should be a conversation. It shouldn't be in and out mill type. And that's how so many doctors are. They're just like in and out. Sometimes a conversation that could be 1 or 2 minutes long, they could find out very important information and choose a natural path that could lead to healing. A lot of them don't care. A lot of them don't have the knowledge. They're not trained in that capacity. They don't have the knowledge. They're not holistically trained, okay? So many of them are just doing what they know, doing what they've learned, doing what they've been trained to do. Yeah, doctors should be asking questions. And exactly like Willie from Carolina Con Family Homestead wrote, it should be like an interrogation. They should be thinking like a detective and painting a picture, an empirical, broad picture. My wife was a holistic pediatric practitioner for years. Unfortunately, that's so cool that she did that, Dan. Unfortunately, she's back at a regular practice due to the place closing, but she still tries the holistic approach. That is awesome that she still tries the holistic approach. She probably has so much knowledge about holistic healing and wellness. Unknown 1MGN commented an emoji or emojis. Maybe not sure what those are. Bottom of the hour for CR. That seed stock holds thousands of seeds. Wow. I may have known that. I may not have remembered that it's thousands, but there's a lot of seeds in that mullen seed stalks. Yeah. Yeah. I invest in books. Books can be an investment if you are taking that, or perhaps they could be an investment if you're taking the knowledge gained from the book or books and doing something with that knowledge. Um, yeah. Otherwise, if it's like a book that's like purely just entertainment and you read it and it entertains you, that might be a worthwhile expense, but not an investment. That might be just something you spend some money on to enjoy yourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that could be great to do at times. Entertainment has a place in our lives, folks. And it's important from time to time to just unplug from the daily grind and just read an entertaining book, as long as it's not bad, as in satanic, okay? As long as it's not bad stuff, as long as it's not brain rot stuff. Um, yeah, it's very important. Emoji cloud of smoke and meditation, I think. Thank you for explaining that, Willie. Having a holistic understanding and connecting with a homeopathic practitioner is great. Absolutely. Reference books. Books are awesome to have. Educational books in particular are awesome to have. And like I said, some entertaining books are good to have for certain times as well. Rotated the children's books for the month and they get so excited. I'm growing sweet potatoes for the first time. Wow. What are you growing for the first time? Wow. I'm not sure if that was to me or the chat or both. I'll have to think about that and get back to you on what we are growing the first time. For the first time. It's insane how much the medical community looks down on the holistic approach. They're brainwashed to push. Yes. Oh, you are so right, Dan. Meanwhile, big, give me a P, give me an H, give me an A, give me an arm, an an R. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. They will actually isolate certain compounds that are in plants, for example, and try to actually create synthetic versions. That's right. So a lot of people will laugh and think it's a bunch of hippie nonsense. Meanwhile, certain companies are trying to create synthetic forms of the natural stuff because they know it works. There is so much, like turmeric, for example. There is so much solid, irrefutable, double-blind science proving that, like curcuminoids, for example, found in turmeric, are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Solid science, irrefutable science. And what I love is that over the years, there's been more and more solid science proving that there are so many beneficial compounds and volatile oils and things in plants, for example, that work as well and sometimes better than the garbage, toxic, synthetic stuff with little or no bad side effects. It's not hippie garbage, folks. It's really not. Sure, there is some hippie garbage out there. People make stuff up, whatever. Purely anecdotal, whatever. But we're educated people are past the point of just looking down on holistic stuff because it's proven. And I just gave a story earlier about our younger son had an ear infection, perhaps a double ear infection, and how the all-natural eardrops, boom, knocked it right out. And we did not give him the antibiotics like I think one of the doctors or whoever recommended, maybe prescribed or whatever. Countless times in my life have all natural things worked. Okay? Yes. Big. Yup. Absolutely, Dan. Dan wrote insane. CR, aspirin. The lady my wife works with is always fighting with her about her approach to things. Most of the time, the modern approach won't even work. Hmm. I have things to say about turmeric. We've used capsules and fresh, and it works for inflammation and pain. Everything is about dose and frequency. That's the difference between poison and medicine. Yeah, dose and frequency, very important. Also, form. Got to be careful to get stuff that's pure and clean, which is one of the reasons that people should try to grow and produce their own medicinal plants and things. Then you don't have to worry about lead or cadmium or whatever being in it, besides whatever it might uptake from the soil itself. Also, PSA, there's a viral turmeric lotion cream that people are misusing. They're putting it on sensitive parts and going to the ER. Do not be those people. Yeah, do not be those people. There should be some thinking with everything you do in life, right, folks? Most things or everything you do in life. This is a great chat. I'm loving this. Okay, hand breading chicken now. Finger won't be typing. Shawnee, if you would be so kind, my friend, and email me. You absolutely don't have to, but if you would email me, I know you've got my email, Shawnee, that recipe and maybe some basic instructions, that would be cool, because I would like to look into that. If not, it's all good. I'm going to take a quick break, folks. Quick break. I'm having fun. And I will be finishing up soon, so quick break. I'll return and I'll finish up, probably close to the 1 hour point. And yeah, I will try to read at least some of the chat while I am gone. Moderators, Dan, Shawnee, Carolina Kind Family Homestead, CR, and Verna, if you're still here. It seems like almost everybody in the chat right now is a moderator, and that's awesome. So moderators, please do moderator things while I'm on break. And folks, to keep this live going, please welcome in any newcomers if we have any newcomers to this. And moderators, please keep an eye on the chat, and please stay active in the chat while I'm taking a quick break. CR wrote small talk time. All right, I'll be right back, folks. Moderators, please do moderator stuff. Oh, it might be time to make some more coffee. Back to the chat. Reminded me of a Kenny Loggins song. I love me some Kenny Loggins. I saw KP Heathen joined before. Hopefully he is still here. Shout out to KP Heathen. He's been awesomely supportive lately. He's been really helping us out, folks. So he's a good guy. Thank you for all your help, KP Heathen. Let me go back to the chat. I read some stuff. Dan, I'm relatively ignorant, brother, to solar panels. However, from what I've learned, it seems that you should talk to a solar panel specialist, not just an electrician. Now, there's naturally some crossover there. However, it seems that the folks who specialize, and you might have to pay for their expertise, in solar panels are really the ones who know what they're doing as far as getting that power to your house, having your on and off switches and stuff like that. They seem like they're the ones to talk to. Electricians might view things from a perspective that is limited. So that's maybe all I've got to say about that for now, or period at all. Let me go back in the chat. Random thought. If any of you content creators have any connects for product sponsorships, please email my wife and I. We are looking forward to doing lots of reviews and getting our hands on some hopefully awesome products. Send us an email with any emails you have to anybody that could possibly product sponsor us. Wow, you folks were active in the chat. That's awesome. And KP Heathen, if I did not welcome you informally, welcome in. Looks like there's gonna be no 15 power claps, folks. But I did go from 5 as my first goal, 15 as my second goal for number of likes, that is. All right. Not gonna read all this. Sunny and hot with a chance of heavy rain, KP Heathen wrote. Whole house setups now with Bluetti and Jackery. Just small things in case of power failure, good situation. Maybe dehumidifier to collect water from air or run small tools, etc. All smart stuff you're thinking about, Dan. We have a dual purpose generator, as in propane and gasoline. It runs off both, either or, whatever. But generators make noise. And anytime you're burning gasoline, you got to be careful about carbon monoxide. So things to think about. I think within 3 days, by 3 days max, it is likely that in a real power down situation, that's when horrible stuff will be happening. Many people have 3 days of food and / or water, like max, in their homes. And that's when people get desperate, when desperate people are more inclined to do horrible things. So you don't want a big loud generator with all your lights on. Gray man principle applies there. Be quiet. Try to have no lights on that are visible to the outside, okay? That is one of the benefits of a solar powered situation. You could be quiet compared to a generator. If the grid went down, I would never want to be full power. Might as well have a blinking sign come out and get me. Yes, Dan. I said all that stuff that I just said before even reading a comment. You get it. You get it, brother. Think about things in recent history, or somewhat recent history, like Katrina. That became like a third world country down in New Orleans and surrounding areas. Like literally third world country, like roaming bands of like gangs and things going in, like that was a nightmare. Third world, like Somalia style or whatever. It was really, really bad. Really, really bad. Think of the LA riots back in the, what was that, the 90s maybe? After the Rodney King situation, things got bad. And there's other things that have happened here in America, folks, that have been nightmares. And I guarantee at least some of those people were like, oh, I regret not having power. I regret not having freedom tools to defend my family and defend myself. Regret's a horrible thing. And emergency preparedness helps limit the regret you might have. Just saying. Things are not a problem until they're a problem. Okay? A lot of Americans are spoiled because in our lifetimes, besides, anybody playing this right now, it's likely many or most of you were not alive during Pearl Harbor. But, and some of you folks maybe might not have even been alive during 9/11, but, which I'm not going to go there. Bad things happen, folks. And Americans are relatively spoiled because most of us have never seen an attack on our soil. Most of us have lived relatively comfortable lives. But current events, people in a country in the Near East, the nightmare that those people are going through right now. And it might not be the country you're thinking of from based on what I just said or whatever. You might be thinking of a different, or you might be thinking of a different group of people than I'm thinking of. Think of Bosnia Herzegovina, Croatians, Serbians, all that, the Balkan region, all the nightmarish world war torn society that those people have lived in since like maybe the 90s or so. Things happen. Colin, that is what Katrina did. She brought in professionals. Is Katrina one of the name of one of your daughters, Verna? Chicken is frying, salad greens are washed, need to make dressing next. Great job, Shawnee. Vision preparedness can help you with that holistic. What do you mean by vision preparedness, KP Heathen? Well, at least you have 11, Colin. Yes, and I'm seeing 12 right now. I'm thankful for the 12 likes that my wife and I got during this live stream. I'm on my second pot, Colin. It looks like a good day for a ruck. Ha ha. I've got about 2 hours before I will leave for work, so probably going to take care of our livestock, maybe water some plants. There's not much time for much else. We got just enough rain to wet the sidewalk, nothing else so far. I was there for Hurricane Katrina. Whoa. KP, the Katrina I'm talking about is a friend who has the channel So in Tear. Okay, screenshot to check out that channel. Maybe my wife and I are already connected to that channel. Vay, the host, was talking about Hurricane Katrina. Yes, I was talking about Hurricane Katrina. I keep hitting the wrong buttons and it's throwing the chat out. Katrina is of the channel So in Tear, So in Tear. All right. Vision Preparedness is a YouTube channel and has affiliates. Oh, thank you, KP Heathen. Thank you so much. I wonder if my wife and I are connected to that channel from our channel, or if I, on my personal channel, am connected to that channel. What a great day for a live stream. Yes, it's a little hot. I'm sweating. I'm probably glowing a little bit. But that's all right, though. It's beautiful, sunny, and I will take warm or hot days like this over brutally, bitterly, painfully cold days any day of the week. Vision preparedness is here in Ohio, too. Oh, okay. All right. I think I'm going to wrap this up. A lot of times when I finish the live stream, we've got a relative good number of viewers, but I don't like playing the live stream besides my breaks without me around. Some people do that just for the watch hours or whatever. I like to keep an eye on things. You never know, because if our moderators are not here and some trolls show up, the stuff that they could be putting in the chat could be satanic garbage. So I like to be around during live streams. Enjoy the day. See you around. Enjoy everyone. Peace. All right, folks. I'm gonna finish up. Hey, thank you. You, 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 awesome people, for all of your support. Thank you, everybody. Um, yeah, this was a good one. I had fun. Like, maybe learned a thing or things. Probably laughed a little bit, or however much. Had fun. Great live stream. Take care, brother Dan. All right. Hey, Dan, stay safe, bro. Stay safe out there doing what you do, brother. All right, everybody. Take care. Most importantly, first and foremost, always, God is great. Take care.